Hey everyone, it's Sendoh here. After almost a week into Season 3 of CS2, it's time to talk about how things are going, because at this point almost everyone has come across at least one cheater in their ranked matches. So today, we're going to talk about that and much more. But first, here's a quick word from the channel sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by SkinPlace, a website where we can sell our Counter-Strike virtual items in a simple, fast and 100% safe way. It's as easy as selecting the skin we want to sell, select the payment method, fill in the data and exchange the skin. And ready, we will have our money after 8 days. Using the code sendoh, you can get an extra 2%. You have the link in the description. Do not forget to take a look at SkinPlace. Before we dive into everything, I want to take a moment to mention the few positive changes this season brought, because not everything is bad. I think in this third season, the change to city-side economy was a great move. Before, the moment things went a little wrong, you had to save your weapons because it wasn't even worth the risk of pushing without getting any money in return. Even though it may seem like a small detail, the fact that you always get a small $50 bonus for every terrorist eliminated helps balance out the buys. It allows for more force buys and in general makes a difference between going in with just armor or with armor, helmet and a bit of utility. On that front, I have no complaints. The change is well thought out, just like the reintroduction of Overpass into the competitive rotation. For me, it's a really fun map with tons of strategy involved, so at least in this area, Valve didn't do a bad job at all. But in the end, none of these changes matter if we're still missing one of the most important things in the game: a proper anti-cheat system. When Season 3 started, I already had a feeling that since I ended the previous season at a fairly high elo, the ranked matches were going to be a mess, and sure enough, they were. In fact, in my very first match, I ran into 2 cheaters on the enemy team, and then in several more matches I even faced cheaters who started out only using wall hacks, and then once they saw they might lose, they toggled on aimbot to finish the game, making it nearly impossible to win even a single ranked match. I think the most sensible decision right now is to wait a few weeks until all the cheaters are placed in the ranking system and then start playing Premier. But really, this whole problem lies with Valve, not with the player who ends up paying the price. The season reset should be the perfect time to introduce improvements to the anti-cheat system, at the very least, some minor upgrade. Because what's the point of changing the season number if everything else stays the same? If Season 3 is just like Season 2 but with a map swap, then why even bother? The situation is so ridiculous that if you go check the leaderboard right now through CS stats, you'll find that one of the so-called best players in the world is already banned on Faceit for cheating, but he still plays every season on Valve servers like nothing ever happened. Other players even use cheats that corrupt demo files. As you can see here, the whole screen is rotated because of the cheat, but don't expect the system to catch that. At most, if the demo ends up in Overwatch, maybe a manual ban will happen. Seriously, I encourage you to look through the world's top 100 players and watch some of their demos. You'll be shocked at how easy and cheap it is to cheat in Counter-Strike for months. And sadly, we don't know when this will ever stop. Some people say Valve profits from this whole situation, because cheaters just keep buying new accounts or new copies of Counter-Strike. But what people don't consider is that for a cheater to buy a new account, they need to be banned first. And that's the real issue. Only the most obvious ones ever get caught. Back in the CSGO days, cheaters tried to stay under the radar. They didn't want attention because getting caught using cheats was something to be mocked for. But now, cheaters brag about it. They laugh at legit players saying they'll never get caught, or worse, some try to hide it, and when they do get exposed, they just deny it forever. As players, the only real thing we can do is expose all these cheaters and not spend a single cent on CS2. But the truth is, even if you don't drop $20 on cases, there are still 50,000 people who will. That's why I always say, organizing a boycott is way too complicated, especially when the biggest CS2 content creators are literally focused on just opening more and more cases. Honestly, I don't even know what to say about this topic anymore. I'm always checking in case something changes or improves, but it's incredibly frustrating to constantly have to play against cheaters. You already know that any updates will be posted here on the channel, so don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with everything going on in CS2. I'm Sendoh and I'm signing off for now. See you soon.